In 1991, I was a consultant for the California Highway Transportation Agency, and they had me working on traffic problems in Los Angeles. And I was down there several months. And I thought it would be great if we could have a LA Cacophony Society chapter down there. So what I did was put together a newsletter like we have in San Francisco. And here's the first copy that I produced. I called it the Zone because of the zone trips that the Cacophony Society had done down there the previous year. And I did put some events in it, put in a phone number and address, and did some events. And I got a call from this guy named Al Ridenauer. And we finally got together. We met at a coffee shop there in LA. And we worked together on our first event. And we put that in the second edition of the Zone newsletter. That event was an alien landing event. There was a UFO convention in LA at the time. And what we did is we put together a flyer, Reverend Al and I. And here's the little flyer that we had. And in it, it tells a story about the Church of Magnetic Light and the Brotherhood. And it also mentioned that Jesus actually flies in a UFO. And we printed up hundreds of these flyers. And we snuck them into the UFO convention, and we were putting them on tables, different tables and booths and stuff, and getting the word out. And in our flyer, it said that Jesus flies in a UFO, and he's actually going to land on the beach tomorrow night at 9:13. So we gave the location. These flyers are out there. And so the next evening, Reverend and I show up at this picnic area at the beach. And he's wearing a priest outfit. And I had this giant roll of aluminum foil. And I unroll this foil on the grass in this giant X. And Al's got this bag of dead flowers that he got from a dumpster behind a florist. And he dumps them out in the middle of the X. And there's about 20, 25 people show up. And Reverend Al also has this statue of the Virgin Mary, this plaster statue, which I think was a reject from a Tijuana plaster factory. The bright day-glow colors, and the paint was all mismatched, and the eyes were kind of cockeyed, and he plants that in the middle of the flowers. And on the picnic table next to us, there's this Hispanic couple with their kids. And they look over and they see what looks like probably the worst kind of Santeria ritual about to take place. So they round up the kids and they scurry off very quickly. In the meantime, I disappear and I go across the highway and over and down behind this sand dune. And Reverend Al gets up on the picnic table and he starts preaching. He's got a Bible in his hand, and he starts talking about the coming of Jesus in a UFO. And in the meantime, I'm down behind this sand dune. And I had made these hot air balloons with these cleaner bags and straws and birthday candles. And you light them up, the heat builds up, and they go floating up. So I lit the first one up, and it goes wafting up and goes across the highway. And it smashes into a palm tree and goes out. Then I set up the second one, and it goes drifting up behind and comes out of this sand dune and drifts over the highway and promptly goes down and catches on fire in the middle of the highway. Cars are going around it, and I finally got the third one lit, and it drifts off and is floating beautifully, magnificently in the sky. In the meantime, I've changed into this silver lame jumpsuit. And so I pop out from behind the sand dune, go running across the highway, come up to the park there where Reverend Al is preaching. And one of the guys there, his name is Rich Polysorbate. He's quite a character in LA. And he's got a bag of fireworks, a paper bag full of fireworks. And he lights the bottom of the bag and tosses it underneath the picnic table where Reverend Al is preaching. And all of a sudden, bottle rockets are going in every which way. Reverend Al starts speaking in tongues, and I run up and say, "My spaceship has crashed, and Jesus has fallen, and he can't get up." And then it got really crazy. And then it was about the time when the 3 police cars showed up. Whenever the police come to your event, you know it's a success. That's what really puts it over the top. And that was really a historic event and the first great event of the LA Cacophony Society. And from that point on, Al Ridenhour was known as Reverend Al, and that's how he got his name.
All right. Good.
There it is, short and sweet and direct.